Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here, and today I'm going to be talking about the most effective way to put on 10 pounds of muscle. I know as we're approaching the season, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to put on a little bit more weight, especially as we're going into the summer. So I thought I would very quickly go over exactly how you can do that and do it in the most healthy ways possible. Before I get into the actual video though, I do want to say that these are all different types of recommendations. I don't want you to consider anything like this to be a prescription or anything like that. I am not a registered dietitian, so I really am not able to give anything specific when it comes to making this so you can make any type of dietary changes. So really I'm going to go much more into the numbers here. I'm a numbers person with all the things that we do at the lab and what we do with all the breakdowns and everything. So just giving you more of that numbers approach to how you could actually put on weight and put it on the right way. So we'll go ahead and hop right into the video. So the first thing that I think would be very valuable for you to understand is the breakdown of where you want to be in terms of how much food that you are consuming from a calorie perspective. So consumption of protein wants to be about 1 gram to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight that you have. So you being 165, let's say, you'd want to have at least 160 to 165 grams of protein. If not, I'd say closer to 1.5. Let's go ahead and just do that math real quick. 247 grams of protein, a 3,400 calorie diet, which for a lot of you guys would be plenty. It actually says to put in 228 grams, but you could even get even closer to 240, 250, somewhere in there, which would probably get you closer to that 3,500 calories overall within the day. Now, what's important about really any of this type of food that you're eating, so if you're eating 250 grams of protein, it wants to be good quality protein. There's a lot of guys out there that have the protein shakes. The problem with the protein shakes is you just have to check the bioavailability, which is basically how much of the actual protein is your body able to digest and utilize. And the best way to be safe with that is just to eat regular protein, which is going to be different types of chicken, turkey, beef, steak, fish, anything like that. That you could even get it if you're more on the vegetation or vegetarian side. You can get it from different types of seeds and peas and beans and things like that. So you can get it from other sources, but primarily a lot of football players are going to be more on the meat side. The next part of it's going to be fat. For fat, you want to have about 0.4 grams of fat per pound of body weight. So fats are going to be nuts, peanut butter, avocado, things like that. Those are going to be the fats that are good for you, and things that you definitely need. Again, so looking at this one's going to say 68 grams of fat. So a lot of times it kind of depends on the actual meal plan. For this, I would actually say you probably want it to be a little bit higher. You want that almost to be like 25%. Best types of carbs are going to be any types of fruits, vegetables, things like that are going to be the most healthy for you. A lot of people are going to end up having things like breads and rices and noodles. Just when you do that, try to stay away from too much of that. You want to have more of the wheat if you can. Don't have too much white bread. Things like that are just going to make it so you don't put on a good type of overall body weight. We want to make it so, you're putting on 10 pounds, we're putting on 10 pounds of muscle, not putting on 10 pounds of fat. This would be like a breakfast here. You can see the total calories is 900 calories. So I'm having 2 eggs, from having a cup and a half of blueberries, and a cup of steel cut oatmeal. Important to have the steel cut there. It's a lot more beneficial for you. So, altogether 900 calories, 141 carbs, 34 grams of protein. And then we'll go to a snack, low-fat cottage cheese, 163 calories. The big thing is going to be the calories and how much you're drinking there. 91 calories from some coconut water. You got 104 calories from some oranges, and we got 280 calories from a granola bar, protein bar, something like that. That's going to be a snack at 10 a.m. Then at 12, we have some light Triscuit crackers, 360 calories. We have some baby carrots, 79 calories. We have some tomatoes for 8 calories. We have some tea, and we have whole wheat dinner rolls for 223 calories. And turkey breast, which is 270 calories. So you can see, and some mustard as well. So you can see how this all kind of gets formulated. Essentially, this looks like it's just going to be like a sandwich, right, with whole wheat rolls. Turkey breast, have some mustard on there, some tomatoes, some carrots. And then we have dinner here. mixed vegetables, wild rice, turkey breast, cream of potato soup, low sodium, 900 calories. So each one of these meals end up being around 900 calories per day, per meal. And so that adds up to about 3,400 calories all, when you do all the different, meals of the day, because that made it so there's 4 meals. So essentially each meal ends up being about 900 calories. So if you want to get closer to, 4,000 calories, then you can end up, having closer to 1,000 calories per meal. So another general rule of thumb that I think is important is you want to have 20 calories per pound of body fat that you either have or that you're looking to gain. So if you're looking to be, let's say, 180 pounds, right, and you're 165, and then so essentially you want to have 3,600 calories per day in all of your meals. And if you're like 5'11", 160 pounds, 16 years old, working out a good amount, then you end up expending about 3,300 calories all day. So you just want to end up at the end of the day being in a calorie surplus. So you have more calories to store at the end of the day. That will make it so you actually gain weight. If you're in a calorie deficit, that means that you're in a position where you're not eating enough food or enough bioavailable food throughout the day to make it so at the end of your day you have the ability to you're in a deficit, right? So now you're going to be losing or maintaining or staying about the same. You want to have at least 300 to 500 calories more than you would expend throughout the day. And again, a lot of you guys are expending altogether about 3,300 calories just based off of your working out, like most athletes do, about 4 to 5 times a week for about 2 to 3 hours when you guys are going out there. And so with that being said, you're going to be at about that 3,600 mark. You got to get sick much more to the homegrown type of things, right? The things that are at the outside parts of your general grocery store, things like the fruits and the tomatoes and the avocados. You can't have enough fat. The peanut butter, the meats, all those things are going to be very, very beneficial. Then you also got to go through and do the actual numbers behind it. So actually got to calculate how much you need in terms of the calories. And once you start doing it and you get an idea of how much food that you need to start consuming, it becomes a lot easier. Once you do the numbers, for a couple meals and figure out, okay, that, if I'm going to have this amount of protein, and this amount of fat, this amount of carbs for each one of these meals, so I'll get 1,000 calories. Now you know how much to eat per meal. I guess another thing that I'll add in too is when you're doing your calculation, so let's say you find a chicken and this chicken has 25 grams of protein per serving or whatever. So what you could do then is you take that 25 grams of protein and you multiply that times 4, and that will end up being how many calories that you get from the protein. So you get 100 calories from that piece of protein. So for any carbs or protein, whatever the amount is that you get per gram, so again, that 25 grams for protein or 25 grams for any type of carbohydrate that you're getting, just multiply those times 4, and that will give you the amount of calories that you're getting for that. For fats, it's 9, right? So if you end up getting, having an avocado, and the avocado is, 10 grams of fat, you can multiply that times 9, and that's going to end up being 90 grams of fat. That will help you in doing all the different math to make it so you can get to the right amount of calories at the end of the day. Again, real quick to go over what your carbohydrates are going to end up being. If you're about 165 pounds, looking to get closer to 180 pounds, you're going to need about 450 to 500 grams of carbohydrates. You're going to need about 250 grams of protein, and you're going to need about 60 to 100 grams of fat. And you need to have that every single day. Those need to be very bioavailable. And if you do, you'll be able to put on 10 pounds within, probably 2 to 3 weeks, and put on and put on 10 pounds of good quality weight there, which I think is the most important thing. All right. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and we'll talk soon.